Just last month, I reviewed the 2025 Toyota Prius in the Karashi yellow, the mustard yellow that it launched in other countries. It finally came to the United States for the 2025 model year Nightshade edition. And here we are just a few weeks after reviewing the 2025 Nightshade Prius. We get information from Toyota. They just dropped the 2026 model year, so let's get into it. Are we going to see price hikes? Are we going to see new options, new features? Well, that's what we're here for today. If you guys enjoy this model year update for Toyota vehicles, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Here it is, the 2026 Nightshade Prius. But before we get into that, we do have pricing. Prices keep going up around the country on new cars, model year after model. Actually, oftentimes mid-model year, we get price increases. The Prius, well, when it launched for this new generation, obviously with this beautiful sports car-like styling, and actually it's fast now for a Prius, around close to 200 horsepower, right, 196 in all-wheel drive form, right? It was such a departure from the old Prius, but the prices also went up. All right, so if we look at the prices on last year's model, it started at $28,350. It topped out at $36,765. That's a lot of money for a Prius. All right, so here's a 2026 model that's been around. Now the Prius has been around for a quarter century. Now I looked through this press release. For the standard models, meaning the non-Nightshade, there's nothing new. So the LE, XLE, Nightshade, and Limited, there's nothing new. So we look at the pricing here, $28,550, but remember, it was $28,350. Only a $200 increase. That is despite what's going on with tariffs. The Prius has always been built in Japan. Japan has a 25% or so import tariff into the United States. And they only increase prices pretty much, from what I saw, grade to grade, year over year, only $200. So if we look at the Prius Limited all-wheel drive, $36,700, and it's $36,900 here. All right, so the base grade all the way to the top grade, it's only gone up $200. What with the Nightshade? Nightshade, it went from $32,495, $32,800. So this is actually the biggest price increase here. So a $300 price increase for the Nightshade. Toyota getting a little greedy there, a little greedy with the Nightshade because they know they've locked down the best color for the Prius, in my opinion, to the Nightshade. All right, which is that Karashi yellow, that mustard yellow that is just... It's just amazing. It's perfect for the Prius. Some of you in the past have said, hey, it's a taxi cab color. Not where I live. I don't live in New York. I don't live in LA. And do they even do yellow Prius taxis anymore in those parts of the country? Is everything Uber and Lyft? You guys will tell me. All right. Obviously, I don't live in those areas where there are yellow taxis. Now, here's the thing with that Karashi color. It looks like it's sticking around. There shouldn't be any updates for the normal Prius, meaning non-plug-in hybrid. The Nightshade continues over, and again, $305 price increase, but you can still get that Karashi yellow, that mustard yellow on it, that's the way to go. So really nothing new except a $200 to $300 price increase on the standard Prius. This second article is about the plug-in hybrid. Are we getting updates? And the answer is yes. We are getting a Nightshade edition. We'll get into the details of that Nightshade edition that was not available on any plug-in hybrid previously. So now the Prius PHEV gets a Nightshade. I just want to look at the prices here to see what kind of increases we're going to see from last year. Looking at last year's entry-level SE grade, there's a $400 price increase. Let's look at XSE Premium, also a $400 price increase. Now, where does the Nightshade fall? The Nightshade seems to be built off the XSE grade. It's about $700 more than the XSE, but definitely, it's about $2,500 short of the XSE Premium. So what is this new Nightshade all about for the new PHEV Prius? Well, you can get it in Karashi, which is that mustard yellow. You can get that now in the plug-in hybrid. Previously, last year, you could only, and you can still get on the 2026 Prius non-plug-in hybrid, the Karashi. But the Nightshade is available in Windchill Pearl Midnight Black. So it also adds black accents that enhance the already stunning profile. We have black badging on the door and door sills and door handles, bumper trim. Other than that, I've already gone over the pricing of it. The engine, the powertrain outputs, the battery, none of that has changed. You're still going to get about 44 plus miles of electric range, depending on the grade, right? You know, the upper grades with the bigger wheels get lower range, okay, because the tires and wheels are a little bit bigger, specifically the wheels. You're still able to get over 50 miles per gallon. And for me, strangely enough, it's easier to regularly get like pretty solid fuel economy, well over 50 on the plug-in hybrid than it was the standard hybrid Prius. And it weighs more. So you wouldn't think that's the case, but I think there's something going on with the extra battery buffer here that you're able to get a lot more from the regen seemingly than a standard Prius. And I don't know, for me and my driving, it's easier to get consistent fuel economy, fantastic fuel economy, I should say, compared to the standard Prius with the smaller battery that's not a plug-in. Guys, so yeah, I still own my 2012 Prius. I mean, there's no hurry to get rid of it. It's paid off. It only has like 60,000 miles, 62,000 miles, something like that. I hardly ever drive it. I just drive it to the airport, essentially, leave it there, and then come back for my trips and drive it home. That's the extent of me driving my 2012 Prius. And yeah, like the newer ones are smoother. They're a little bit more efficient, not much, because I can still get over 50 miles per gallon in right conditions with my Prius. It's just slow as heck. So the new Prius essentially gives you beautiful styling, but it's limited. Like the styling limits the cargo capacity, it limits the passenger capacity. All right. But the new Prius is not really anything like the old Prius, right? They sacrifice practicality on it for sex appeal. And so now it's a sporty hatchback that gets over 50 miles per gallon. And that's incredible. And the plug-in hybrids, should I look at my area? I'm curious. We're seeing some discounts on the base Prius LEs, not much, maybe 1,000 if you're lucky. All right, there's hardly any in my area as well. 111, that's really low volume. Got to keep in mind the Prius is a really tough sell. I mean, it's full on in style and beauty, and that's great. But it's a tough sell against something like the Camry. There's 1,000 Camrys. There's 10 times the availability of a Camry. So look, it costs about the same amount of money. Like the LE Camry is also more efficient than the Prius, and it has a little bit more. They're about the same speed, right? There's a bigger hybrid powertrain in the Camry, but it's also a bigger car. So they accelerate at about the same. What is this really $25,000 for a new Camry? Am I seeing these huge price drops? That actually just crushes the Prius. I know this is the dorky. I love the Ocean Gem with these silver wheels. To me, look at that, guys. We're seeing Camry prices go way down right now, especially for the base LE. So the Camry's S tier. I haven't reviewed it so far this year, but hopefully I will. Camry's like S tier. All right. The only thing that I can improve on the Camry is the seat comfort, but on the LE, it's the most comfortable with the cloth seats. All right. The Prius seats are definitely more comfortable, but look, you're spending in some cases $2-3 grand more just to get your feet wet in the Prius. I know it's beautiful. I get it, but the Camry is objectively a better car overall. It's bigger, it's roomier, but I get it. This has the sex appeal. However, it's just, you get more car for less money with the Camry. And I get it. It's not quite as pretty. What about the plug-in hybrid? Are we seeing any plug-in hybrid Prius? Like, I remember when this vehicle launched, finding a plug-in hybrid Prius was next to impossible, and it still is. It looks like there are 11. Let me look. All right. It depends on how they categorize them here. All right. So $35K, that's about right. You're not going to get more than likely hardly any discounts, maybe $1,000 here on an XSE. Yeah. See, that's the thing. With such low availability on these Prius and Prius Primes or plug-in hybrids, you're very unlikely to get an amazing deal. All right. And then you look at something like the Camry, and they're all going for under MSRP at this point. Massive price drops. The Ocean Gem LE, that's the way I'd be going if you can get it with that bolder interior. Let me see what the interior options are like. I know this is a Prius video, but that's what the Prius is less relevant than it's ever been due to Toyota's entire lineup being hybrid, or at least having a hybrid option to it, essentially, besides the sports cars. So bolder, let's do bolder with the green exterior. Yeah, and you can get them, and this is an SE now. You can still get the SEs for well under $30,000. And here's the LE, which has the best ride quality, best efficiency, actually the best acceleration as well because the wheels are smaller. So this is it. This is the one I would be getting. But yeah, the Prius, let me know what you guys think. I'm happy that the price increases were very minimal. It's, you know, and I'm glad the Prius is no longer like this kind of joked about vehicle. It's faster than like a Civic Si or really, really close, except it gets way better fuel economy. You could say it's a direct competitor to the Civic hybrid now. And man, I wish I had them at the same time to review them and compare them. This between a Civic hybrid hatchback, I think it would be an amazing comparison. But I don't, and I probably won't anytime soon. It would just be a stroke of luck. Actually, it would be impossible unless I get one for a car from a dealership and one from the press fleet. So anyways, I'm just rambling. Thank you guys for watching. I just love talking about the Prius so much, as you guys know. Thank you for watching. Have a great day and peace.